Work Sharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen.
Let's just get in that little draw right there, this first one, and go down.
Yeah, baby.
Right on.
Right on, huh?
Nice fish.
That's a nice cooking.
That is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Going down. Boom!
Oh, yeah.
Got him.
Now we're having fun.
Having lots of fun. Anytime I can go fishing, I'm having fun.
Yep, first day.
See if he's a good enough one to shoot. Let's go see if we can catch him. Okay.
Horns, except just going away from me.
This week on the Northwest Outdoorsmen,
Should I go on down?
At least we saw some deer. It was fun.
Harrod is hunting deer and elk in eastern Oregon.
Yeah, they're just down below me. 258 yards.
Just wide open, so I just keep going. Yeah, there they are.
I still think we ought to take the pickup.
Good. Okay, I want to be in on that.
That's a lot of elk. It's hard to hunt them out here. I mean,
Here comes the spike.
nice spike.
Work Sharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Max Lure, Micklich, Andy's Hilltop Retreat, Harrod's Cookhouse, big game hunters in Oregon and Washington head to the woods every year with high hopes of tagging a buck. However, less than 25% of rifle deer hunters in Oregon fill their tag, which means almost 125,000 hunters go home empty-handed. Harrod knows the odds are against him, but also knows that hunting is far more than filling your tag. Howard is hunting for a mule deer buck near John Day, Oregon, and later joins lifelong friend Ron Pratt for a successful spike elk hunt in northeast Oregon.
Ridge here, so we just walk into the wind. I drew a tag for a area over by Seneca, Oregon. Yeah, that's where we have our house over there.
Little pancake mode.
So Rich came down to hunt with me, and we kind of drove up to the end of this road and place that they hunt quite a little bit when they're archery hunting. And this is where you saw all the buck rubs.
Yeah.
On the way up that morning, we saw this little tiny buck. He wasn't very big at all. He just a small, had little bitty horns on him. And not very big, Richie. We'll just keep on going.
Keep on going. All right, so this is a good sign. There's deer up here.
Yeah. Got up the end of the road and. You ready to go?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go see if we can kill us a buck. I got out and we was walking up the hill there and just looking around and everything. There's a nice basin there with been logged or burned out. It had the small trees in it. And only thing that could be better would be a buck standing right out there. So we were walking up through there and scouted around and looking and didn't see much anything. We saw a doe with a fawn in the middle of it there, and so we sat down and looked around. We thought maybe there might be a buck with her. Yeah. 258 yards. Suppose them deer are coming up.
Imagine.
Guess we'll go. So we walked on up. Suppose it goes to the top. Good place for them.
A lot of sign in there.
Yeah. When we were up on top there and walked around the back side of that basin, it was really nice country, and you're looking down into a big draw. And a lot of rubs, a lot of sign for deer. There's got to be a buck in here somewhere. Pretty warm for deer. Like those bucks we've been seeing, just little forked horns. I mean, I just go, Wow, that's pretty pathetic. We heard some go out the bottom there. I think they were does. Then we went on up, made a circle, and came back down into that basin again, and was starting back down to the rig. And we just sat down there and thought, well, maybe something might come by.
What do you suppose those guys are doing?
Look down, and here's a younger boy down in the middle of this basin walking through there. Now, evidently, he scared out this buck, because all of a sudden, when Rich says, there's a buck right there.
The doe in the fawn walk that way.
Got a thick brush, trees and stuff, and I couldn't see it very well.
I saw a doe. Oh, there he is. See this opening right out? He just went right over there. Oh, he's gone now. Huh?
Did he go over the ridge?
Yeah.
And then pretty soon it came up, ran out towards the top of the hill there, and over the hill it went, and that was the end of that. I never did get to see the horns except just going away from me. They give us the slip. So we went on back to the rig. Okay. Got 2 hunters, 2 bucks. At least we saw some deer. It was fun. Good morning. We're done okay.
Coming up after the break,
Never did get to see him, but I saw his shadow. Looks like it gets pretty thick.
Got a piece of meat. Well, now the work begins.
Worksharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Max Lure, Micklich, Andy's Hilltop Retreat, Harrod's Cookhouse, welcome back to the mule deer hunt.
I never did get to see the horns except just going away from me. They give us the slip. So we went on back to the rig. Okay. We got 2 hunters, 2 bucks. At least we saw some deer. It was fun. Good morning. Started looking for trees to get some wood. Drove around a little bit and didn't see anything, so we went on back to the house. So that was our first day hunt. So the next morning, we got up and Rich knew of a little draw up off the main highway there, so we drove up there.
Good morning, Rich. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. Day 2.
Day 2.
Ready? Yep, I'm ready. Okay. There's a fence gate there. I started to cross it and I cut my hand, and so we had.
Ouch.
Cut yourself?
Cut myself. You wouldn't happen to have a Band-Aid on you, would you? Had to do a little first aid, bandage me up.
Oh, cut yourself pretty good.
Rich had all the fixings to, for my cut, and so he bandaged me up and everything. And so we went on up, walked on up the draw there. Got up there a little ways, a lot of tracks. We saw some does right in there.
That's a good sign. She looks like a doe also.
1, 2, 3, 4. Watched them for a little bit, and then we, went on up.
There's been much activity right in here. I think if we get up on the ridge, go around and get back on that burn, I bet we'll see something over there.
We went up that draw and we passed through a swampy area, walked on up, and we went almost to the top of that draw.
Turned to Warm Creek up here. I think I'll shed my coat.
We saw a buck, and there was 2 deer there. I don't know if both were bucks or not. They was kind of going through the trees when I saw them, so I couldn't see any horns, but Rich said there was some horns on them.
Should I go on down? Never did get to see him, but I saw his shadow from the sun. I think he went off kind of that way.
They ran on out. So we went on up to the top and made a circle and came around looking down on the other side of that hill.
There we go. Little water. Did you think that buck was some size to it or what? Like a 3-point or something like that? It was funny because when you said, there goes some deer, I looked over there and all I could see is the shadows from the sun of a couple deer running across in front of us. Boy, they can disappear in a hurry.
We didn't see anything while we were sitting there, and then we kind of went on and back around, kind of cut back, went on around up to the top there, and then cut back down to the rig.
Kind of follow this ridge back around like we did the first time, huh? We just need to have some luck, though. Oh, we'll just go around it. They give us the slip.
So that was about all the second day. The third day, we decided to go back up where we saw that one bigger buck.
Day 3, Monday, and we're gonna go see if we can get another buck.
But we took another road. It was the same road that man and woman was on the first day, so we thought that might be a little easier. We could drive a little closer to that basin. Came up on that basin and just getting up there and sitting down, and we heard something go out.
Coming up after the break,
And Dodson's had a cabin down in there, so you all locked and loaded?
If they go around that way.
Worksharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Max Lure, Micklich, Andy's Hilltop Retreat, Harrod's Cookhouse, welcome back to the last day of Howard's hunt.
I don't think you'd ever see a... Day 3, Monday, and we're gonna go see if we can get another buck.
But we took another road. It was the same road that man and woman was on the first day, so we thought that might be a little easier. We could drive a little closer to that basin. Came up on that basin and just getting up there and sitting down, and we heard something go out. Down through the trees they went, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, going down this other road.
Well, that was about the end of it. We didn't see much. We had a good time. It was a good place to stay.
It's a beautiful place up there, though. And there should have been some deer. I don't know what's the matter with them.
We now travel to Northeast Oregon, where Howard meets up with lifelong hunting partner Ron Pratt. Howard and Ron have spent time afield together since the late 70s. Now they enjoy hunting elk on the family ranch and reliving memories from the past.
Yeah, so we got up the first morning. We was gonna hunt, fix a little breakfast. Always gotta have breakfast before you leave the house.
Who we gotta go get?
We gotta go get Mr. Ron Pratt.
All right.
He's gonna go elk hunting with us. It seems like it's a little clearer than your other camera.
This morning.
I know it's windy.
Yeah, but it's not that cold. Good morning, Rich.
Hey, Ron. I thought I saw a light over there. I didn't.
Maybe somebody forgot to turn it off last night.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy. This year they've got it wrapped up. You know, this hay got so valuable.
Yeah, maybe it was the second morning we said that.
What, because of the wind?
Because of the wind, yeah. It's gonna stay there, I guess.
Go quick.
I was going to come out yesterday and put a chain and a snap on that gate.
Those deer, there was a whole pile of. They must have been, I don't know how many.
Well, I think they picked me up because Howard wanted me to go because he wanted somebody to open the gates. But I hadn't been hunting for quite a few years, but we'd been seeing these elk a lot you know, and they were kind of establishing some patterns. It's pretty dynamic. You're looking down and you can see the Powder River. You see the whole valley out there. When you take those later hunts, and all these elk in this valley are geared to finding good feed. They'll head for that alfalfa or anything that's down low. You know, the deer kind of like that river bottom too, and they feed back out of there.
Over there by the windmills, I saw a nice buck with about 2 does.
When we came around from the other side,
The elk last year ran over here and went down in there, and
One of the things that really struck me on that deal is we saw this badger. I'd never in my life seen one like that, so fat.
he was a big badger. He was a big
And
badger.
he had no idea we were there, and we were right on him.
Well, the wind was blowing, if I remember right, and I think probably he just didn't hear us. That was the deal.
Now, was this their original place?
This is called the old law place.
Law.
Yeah. And the Laws lived here. There's a place called the Law Place. There was a guy by the name of Charlie Law that owned it. I think his descendants still have it. We were commenting that, man, how'd you like to live up here in the wintertime when the snow's blowing and drifting and you have to keep that house warm?
I can't even imagine living up in there. Yeah, they just gave us the slip.
They went out before we got there or something because we never did see them that morning when it got daylight. Yeah, whenever the hunting gets slow, we like to take drives.
south line.
So many acres does he have here?
It's got a section in there. Lays right in that basin in there. And that was where that old car sawmill was. And
Oh, yeah.
then Dodson's had a cabin down in there on that.
So we wandered around up in the hills there for a while. We saw a nice big, pretty good sized bull. In the state of Oregon, you have to draw for elk tag. And if you don't draw for a bull on the first season, you have the opportunity to get a spike tag in some areas, not all the areas. I don't know, that was about the end of it. We didn't see much. Had a good time, but we didn't score.
Coming up after the break,
Yeah, there they are. Clear over. Yeah.
Here comes the spike right there, I bet you. Good shot.
Worksharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Max Lure, Micklich, Andy's Hilltop Retreat, Harrod's Cookhouse, welcome back to the elk hunt in North Powder, Oregon.
So we wandered around up in the hills there for a while. We saw a nice big, pretty good sized bull. In the state of Oregon, you have to draw for elk tag. And if you don't draw for a bull on the first season, you have the opportunity to get a spike tag in some areas, not all the areas. I don't know, that was about the end of it. We didn't see much. Had a good time, but we didn't score. Game refuge is where they feed them, and then you know where they're at.
Yeah, if you tranquilize the feed.
Had a better idea how they went out of there. So we set at the obvious place, and it's dark.
Boy, that's a lake out there today, isn't
It is.
it?
And of course, you're squeezing your field glasses trying to get a look, and you can't see a thing.
We were sitting there waiting for it to get light. I rolled the window down and I thought I could hear something, so I stepped out. And here they are standing behind our pickup. And it was dark and they was trying to get out. Maybe I'll walk out this way.
They're going backwards.
If they go around that way, maybe as soon as they get out of sight, we ought to just sprint out this way.
Probably so, because they're going to try to come up, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
They weren't that far away either, were they?
No, they wasn't that far away. And we're sitting there looking at them, and here they are just a few hundred yards from us. This is always what happens to us.
We thought we'd get an advantage by going up the road a ways.
Need to probably get in the pickup and rush down a ways, huh? I still think we ought to take the pickup. After they'd ran out their ways, well, I said, I'm going to go back and get the pickup. So I went back and get the pickup, picked Ron up. So we drive down a little ways. So we got out again and took off to try to get in front of
Well,
them.
from the year before, we kind of figured how they'd win.
You all locked and loaded?
Yep.
And so we started making some tracks to get to that point, thinking we had a lot of time.
Yeah, there they are. Clear over, Dad.
And we got there, and they were there. They were coming.
We run up there on this little knob, and we're gonna see if we can get a shot, and man, they went by us so fast we didn't. They were on a dead run. So I went back and got the pickup again. We got up there and cut them off.
Just over the break the hill, and they were coming across.
Spike there? No, bull. Is that branch coming, Dad?
If I could get a spike here, I'd.
Here comes the spike right there, I bet you.
Yeah.
Get him. Good shot, Ronnie.
God, there's a lot of elk there, wasn't there? That's a lot of elk. It's hard to hunt them out here. I mean, it's just crazy.
The second one was a spike, but he had a 2-point on the other, on one.
Oh, was that what it was?
I kept looking,
And
and
it's hard to hold the gun, and when you're breathing hard, animals moving that fast, it's tough. But old Deadeye Ron Pratt.
Well, that was, you know, it's just a natural thing. You know, people can say, how far do you lead them? What do you do? I don't know how you explain that. It's instinct.
Oh, that's a nice little spike, dude.
hey, all right, man. We got, at least we're not going to go hungry. We got a piece of meat.
You know, it's still a thrill to be out there and see them.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Well, we lucked out.
Nice spike.
Now it's time for another Harrod's Cookhouse recipe brought to you by Micklich, the Spokane Spice Company since 1948. Today we are making elk stroganoff. Begin by cooking about a half a large bag of egg noodles in boiling water. Slice elk meat into strips and season with steak and salmon rub by Micklich. Fry with half an onion. Add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup and heat thoroughly. Then add about 3/4 of a cup sour cream and heat. Drain noodles and serve elk meat mixture over noodles. This simple and delicious recipe is perfect for home or camp.
That is good.
For this and other great recipes, visit the Harrod Outdoors website. Tune in next week for another great wild game recipe.
Our cameraman said, "You got him. I'm surprised you hit him." And we're going, "What?
What? How could you be surprised?" And you know the funny part of it, I was thinking about that. I hadn't sighted that gun in for probably 30 years.
I heard that the powder gets hotter. In
Yeah,
the
like taco
longer
sauce.